Historical Remnants presents The Call to Battle. Jaguar-Eye awoke as the morning light filtered through the woven walls of his barracks. But this dawn brought no solace, only a sense of foreboding that clung to his bones like a shroud. He knew this day held mysteries yet unseen, currents already set in motion beyond comprehending. Dressing quickly in his war paint and armored regalia, Jaguar-Eye took up his obsidian-tipped spear and headed for the central Kalmbakak. There the king and high priest stood amid gathering warriors, an aura of solemnity hanging heavy in the smoky air. Our scouts report the enemies of Tikal mobilizing for attack, the king intoned gravely. We must meet them in defense of our sacred lands. Who among you will stand with me? Jaguar-Eye was the first to stride forth, pledging his life to kingdom and gods. The others followed, readiness and resolve in their stances, though an undercurrent of unease lingered. Mysteries were unfolding swiftly. That noon, beneath a pitiless sun, the armies met upon windswept plains at the borders. War cries and chaos reigned as painted warriors crashed together. Jaguar-Eye fought with cunning ferocity, spear lashing out to fell one foe after another. Yet for each vanquished, two more emerged from the snarling melee. He danced amid death with the deadly grace of his namesake, instincts honed through moons of ritual combat serving him well. Still, an ominous premonition haunted the edges of awareness, shadows encroaching with each parry and thrust. The tide was turning against them somehow, though how or why remained veiled. Blood and mysteries flowed as one. When at last it came, the blurred moment of falling seemed almost beautiful in its finality. Jaguar-Eye found himself locked blade to blade with a hulking enemy, each fighting to overpower the other. And in one fluid movement, the foe stepped into his guard and brought his obsidian dagger up in a swift underhand thrust. Searing pain lanced through Jaguar-Eye's gut even as his senses reeled in shock. Slowly he sank to his knees, grasping feebly at the wound now gushing crimson in time with his fading heartbeat. Around him, the battle raged on uncaring, an encroaching blur of screams and clashing steel. As his enemies closed in for the killing blow, Jaguar-Eye gazed past their painted visages to the heavens beyond. There amid roiling storm clouds he glimpsed a glimmer, as if beckoning the ancestors awaiting his spirit's return to the eternal womb of darkness. With failing breath, he whispered a prayer and released his mortality, mysteries unfolding. His body collapsed amid the churned grasses, scarlet pooling outward and soaked swiftly by rains beginning to fall in fat, warm drops. Jaguar-Eye's soul already fled on swift pinions, borne aloft past churning battle scenes toward the glory awaiting beyond mortal ken. There in the boundless void he was greeted by honored elders, their forms shifting in violet auroras of Numen and not being. They welcomed him, mortal flesh and fears sloughed away, into communion celestial and timeless. Though mysteries remained beyond all knowing, peace accompanied unveiling of purpose in fate's great weaving, patterns setting suns and galaxies in motion. Thus fortified, Jaguar-Eye's essence began its return spiral, guiding wanderers yet in flesh realms below, blessings poured out like the rains now falling to nourish renewal upon bloody battlefields, washing away carnage into the fertile unknown awaiting the living. All flowed on as one. As we come to the conclusion of this historical remnant, and we gaze our eyes upon the horizon and foresee in the distance 1 million subscribers, we ask that you allow the spirits of the past to possess your historical fingers and like, comment, and subscribe.